What's going on, everybody? Welcome to part two of how to start coding. So in this video, we just gonna learn some of the basics and just dive right into the coding. Let's get it. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna print our name to the console. So we're gonna add a line of code to this file. We're gonna run the file, and then that file should have some output of our name in this section down here. So let's try it. All right, to print our name to the console, all we need is one line of code. We need the word print in lowercase, and then we need some parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we need two single quotes, and then inside those single quotes, we just type our name. So I'm gonna type my name, Khallid, and that's it. So this will print to the console. So all we need to do is just save it. So we're gonna click File, Save. I'm gonna save it to my documents, my Python folder. I'm gonna name it just first program. .py, because you want to save the extension as py because that lets the computer know it's a Python file. Since we're programming in Python, click save. It saves. You run the code. You get your output. It's that simple. I can even change my name to, I don't know, Greg. You get your output. It's that simple. Next, we're going to learn what a variable is. Now, variables are containers. They're just placeholders for data. So, for example, we just ran print Greg, right? But say we want to pass data in a variable. Greg is data. A variable is not data. It's just a container. So we would have something like name. The variables are always on the left, and they always equal something. So we want to have it equal Greg, right? Now, we're going to delete this Greg, and we're going to pass name because we're passing the variable in the print statement. Name equals Greg, and when we print name, we're not printing name, we're printing the data that name has, which is Greg. So when I run this again, we get Greg. If I change this to H2O, we get H2O. When you pass a variable, variables are never in quotes. Strings are only in quotes. Strings are just text in quotes. It's that simple. Like this H2O right here, it's just text in quotes. If you don't have your quotes, it will fail. So how name equals this string, you know it's a string by if you hover over name, you see the name str. All right, let's look what an integer is, or int for short. An int is a whole number. That's it. It's that straightforward. So when we say what is an int, it's a whole number. So if I take out this string and replace it with like 39, and I hover over name, it's an int. Okay? Now let's look what a float is. A float is like an int, but it's not a whole number. It's a number with a decimal. So if I do 39.9, that data type has changed to a float. So there are your numbers. You got your ints and you got your floats. Okay, let's learn what comments are. Comments, they make the code more readable and they prevent the code from executing. So let me show y'all how. So say we write some code and we come back a week later and we don't know what we wrote. Well, we would know what we wrote if we added comments. So to add comments, you always add a hashtag and you just give a description like, this is a name that equals 39.9 or whatever, right? Cool. It describes the line of code. It makes it more readable. I can add like, this executes the code above. Okay? So when I run this, I should expect 39.9. Right? Now let's add another print statement. Print name plus 1. So what I'm doing is 39.9 plus 1. Right? So I should get 40.9. So I'm going to have two lines of code. I'm going to have the original 39.9. Let's add that comment. 39.9, and then we're going to have 40.9. So when we run the code, we get both. Now, when they say comments prevent the code from executing, let me show y'all how. So say I want to add a comment here. Now this line will not execute. So when I run it, you only get 40.9. You don't get the 39.9 anymore. Those are comments. Okay, so if y'all like, how do I know all this stuff, or how y'all gonna memorize it all? Don't worry. Being a programmer, we're professional Googlers. We Google everything. So all we need to do is go to the web browser, type in W3 Schools, Python, go to this link right here, and it tells you how to do everything with Python, including other programming languages. So if y'all liked the video today or even learned something, please like it, share it, leave a comment or subscribe, and tune in for How to Start Coding Part 3.